Okay, welcome to part 2. This video won't be as long, but I want to be sure that I cover all the orientation areas for this course. So, getting back to our home page, if you click on this content browser, and we're now moving into an area where you are looking at a normal module. But this area, if you click on this content browser, this gives you a nice overview of what the module entails. So you could see here, this is what you saw before, the objectives, the checklists, but it gives you a complete overview without clicking on certain areas. So remember, that was clicking, let me go back to show you, clicking this content browser. So that may be the way that you want to go into each of your modules so you can have a complete overview of what you need to complete for that particular week. So you'll see that next week now you have your self-introduction speech, and I've given you the reading or the PowerPoint instruction on how to complete this. You also have a posting, a discussion posting that's graded. So you have a self-introduction speech and you have a self-introduction posting. I do want to mention that your speech, you will see, will be in speech structure. Speech structure includes your introduction, body, and conclusion. Your posting is a written form of communication. So it's not, just so there's no confusion, when you deliver your speech, it's not as if you're taking the posting and delivering the posting. That's going to be written out for the posting in a professional student academic manner, but you're going to put your speech in the format of an introduction, body, and conclusion. You're going to see in your introduction, you start off with an attention getter. You tell us your full name, and then you go into the body of your self-introduction, which will be information about yourself, and then you'll conclude. There's always a conclusion where you say, to sum up, or in conclusion, and you pull out a few key points from that body. So I just want to be sure that you realize that it's not the same type of communication. One is written, and the other is your oral communication speech. So you will deliver the speech and you will put it into media share, as we mentioned before, and along with all your speeches, your major speeches, we have a peer evaluation, we have a self-evaluation. This is to replicate as if you were in class. You're sitting in class, you're listening to your peers deliver their speech, and in a sense you evaluate them. You know, you're learning as you're listening. It's the same thing as when you're delivering a speech in a class. In a live class, you're then asked to evaluate yourself. So that's what these areas are for. And you'll see this is something where you will put this information in media share. Your peer evaluation, you'll go and watch, you'll have a group member, or different folks, you'll have folks in your group, and then you'll go to those folks, watch their entire speech, and offer comments in the media share area. And for your self-evaluation, you will watch your speech, and then you will offer a self-evaluation and drop that in the drop box. Okay, so here's your speech, here's your assignments, and here's the rubric document. I hope that's clear to you. So just to kind of put this in a nutshell, so you deliver your speech, you put your speech in media share. You go in to see who is in my peer group. Okay, oh, Mary, Tom, and Joe. So you go to media share, you look for Mary, Tom, and Joe, you watch their speeches, and right there in media share, underneath their speech, you're able to put comments about their speech. And that's where you would put your comments for each of your peers in your peer group. For your self-evaluation, go to media share, watch your speech, write up, answer the questions that I have about the self-evaluation, and then you put that in the Dropbox. You don't have to put that right in media share. So that way too, you can see when you watch it, when you go to your speech, you can see other folks in your in your group, because others will be commenting on your speech. You'll see their comments about your speech, and you learn from this. Oh, I missed my attention getter. Oh, I didn't have good eye contact. Oh, I should have projected my voice better. Okay, so you read this and you learn from these comments. Remember, you're not supposed to be perfect. This is your training ground. You're supposed to be learning and improving and challenging yourself. So do not become self-conscious if you find that you're missing something or you need to improve on areas, which most students do. That's why you have to take this class. So learn from these areas and improve. And I see that as an instructor. If I see that you're truly improving, that you're truly evaluating yourself, you're working on these areas, most likely you'll get an A in this class, because you've seen this progression of improvement and that you have put a conscious effort into the course. Okay. All right. So that's your second module. Now looking at a module where there's instruction. Going back here, here's module 3. I just want to mention a couple things. When you're asked to read a chapter, you have your objectives and the checklist will tell you to read chapter 2 and 3 in your book. Read the chapters, highlight information. Make sure that you watch the videos that go along with the chapter. So this is as if we're going to class. I say, hey, next week we're going to go over chapter 2. You know that you read the chapter beforehand, highlight information, you go into class, and then this video is going to be as if we have a lecture or discussion information on the whiteboard, this PowerPoint. So then take notes again, as if you were in a live class, you're taking notes. Do the same thing for this course, because what you see then is that you have 2 quizzes. You have some type of assessment all the time in a module on chapters. This in particular modules is 2 quizzes. You have 2 quizzes here. I write the quizzes. I don't take them from the canned textbook. So what I do is, what did I say in my PowerPoint? Okay, I take that information, this PowerPoint, this lecture, and then I ask you the questions. You take the quizzes online totally. You don't have to go anywhere to take the quizzes, and they're graded immediately. Okay, so that's a normal chapter. You do have one particular, or module I should say, coming up that's large, and that is module 4. You see you are covering how many chapters? 1, 2, 3 chapters. Okay, so again, you could work ahead if you want to work ahead. This is the great part of online learning. Obviously, sometimes you do have to go back and complete work, but these first, module 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it's like the core of your course. This is where we're going over how to outline, how to come up with your elements of your speech, your introduction, body, and conclusion. We're looking at audience analysis. We're looking at language. We're looking at how you put your PowerPoint together. We look at delivery, your use of voice. So this is the core of the course, these first modules. And then when we get into, for instance, module around spring break time is when you deliver your first major speech, and then we go right into your persuasive speech, and then that finishes out the semester and you have your tribute speech. And we have some things in between, some modules on listening and how to evaluate speeches from your textbook, but otherwise that's pretty much how the course is devised. Okay, so I think I hope I've answered all the questions you may have had before you started watching this video, or cleared up some thoughts that you may have been thinking about regarding a Comm 101 class online. If there's any additional questions, I'm just an email away. I do want to mention, and I'm not sure if I mentioned this when I was talking about recording your speech, only 1 take is permitted, only 1 take. It's not a type of recording where you can start and then stop and then regather your thoughts, okay? Because this is middle states. This is we have to replicate a live course. You have to be sure that it is as if you're delivering to an audience, and I will know if it is not 1 take. You see the splice in the recording. It is aware to us regarding that information. So I just want to emphasize the importance of one take for delivering your speeches. Okay, enough about that. Get started. Go into your first module. Go through all the resources. I wish you the best of luck, much success. You don't need it. Again, the important thing here is just to continue to do your work in each of the modules, to follow through and meet your deadlines. Okay, so, and again, it's real important that you meet your deadlines every week. I am a stickler with deadlines because you have time to work ahead and to communicate with me. If you have any questions, shoot me an email, lkhill@hack.edu. I am OCD with my emails. I get back to you as fast as I can. We have 48 hours, but I tend to be, if I'm here, if I'm not traveling, I will get back to you within that day. If I am traveling, no, I will get back to you within 48 hours. I make sure that I find Wi-Fi somewhere to be sure to answer any questions that you may have. But once you get the recording and an understanding of that down, you will be in good shape, and then you could focus your attention on the course itself. Okay, take care, and we will be seeing and emailing and talking to each other soon.